When this time of year comes around, there are always a few things you can expect. One is the fancy stage here, placed in the middle of Ul'dah, and one of two different types of music will be played. The classic crystal theme from Final Fantasy over the years, or this score most associated with the Calamity. You'll always get one or the other, and they've chosen the latter this time. But that just goes to show you that it is that time of year once again, when we have the opportunity to acknowledge that the existence of a realm reborn has put us into the situation we have now, and that we can also expect to be speaking with, once again, the well-known and legendary Wandering Minstrel. So, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. And today we are here in Ul'dah to celebrate the 2022 edition of The Rising. And yeah, surprisingly, we usually get other people asking us to start the quest for us, but in this instance, it's the Wandering Minstrel himself who will get us on our way. This doesn't happen often. In fact, I don't even think it's ever happened before, if my memory serves, but yeah, apparently you're gonna get us on our way. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and speak with the Wandering Minstrel to take on the quest for The Rising 2022 at level 15, entitled Newfound Journey. The Wandering Minstrel has a request for an experienced adventurer. Oh, if it isn't my dear adventurer friend, please I'm all to see you again. To come join us in the Remembering the Calamity. Of course. What's on your mind? If you have a moment, there's a favor I would ask of you. Will you not hear me out? Okay, what's on your mind? In part due to the promotional efforts during the recent Moonfire Fair, more people are seeking to take up adventuring. Not at all yet wise in the ways of the world, however. I fear they might fall prey to less principled types in Ul'dah. Yeah, that can happen. This is Ul'dah after all. If one such as you were to help them on their way, I would feel more at ease. What say you? Will you not take a fledgling adventurer under your wing? Yeah, maybe I can do a better job than Rafool can. Which is one of the reasons why I didn't show off Moonfire Fair this year. I'm truly grateful. Now, I believe a carriage is due to arrive shortly. If you go right at the gates of Nold, chances are the soul will wander in who has just embarked upon the path of adventure. Pray greet them and offer your help. Well, I know, you'll have no trouble identifying them. You need but look for someone absorbed in the surroundings. I dare say it'll feel like glimpsing into the past, right to the part where you are greeted by a helpful stranger. Yeah, what he's alluding to is what happens when you start the game in Ul'dah. Now, those of you who know me, of course, and I'm going the wrong direction, those of you who know me, of course, well know that my journey in Final Fantasy XIV as a Let's Play began in Gridania. So, for me to come over now and do this is going to be an opportunity for those of you who have never seen the journey starting in Ul'dah to kind of get an idea for what it's all about. So, let's go ahead and chill out over here for a while and see what happens. And so, as the day carries on, we find a Mikote here who's wandering into the city. And wouldn't you know it, he's a fellow Keeper of the Moon, just like me. It says you need to check out the city of Ul'dah and what it's all about. As some of the soldiers pass on by. Look how happy he is. And meanwhile, I'm chilling out over here. So, if you're ever done the story where you begin in Ul'dah, in place of the Warrior of Light, of course, in this case, it would be Wymond, who is one of the people best known with the early stages of the Hildebrand mysteries in A Realm Reborn. He's the one who greets you and lets you know, go to the adventures, go before you move on. Kind of like what Bertonaut did in Gridania. But in this case, it's Rika who's standing in, because I guess Wymond's on his lunch break or something. So, yeah, let's see if we can get this guy's attention and welcome him to Ul'dah. Of course, Rika's an immortal flame here, so she's right in her element. Nice to meet you. And your fancy little headdress. Who are you? Savior of the universe, at your service. An experienced adventurer, you say? And you want to help me on my way? Well, I could certainly use some guidance. I've never been anywhere near as busy as Ul'dah. My name is Nagi Akaya, but just Nagi will do. And as you rightly guessed, I am an aspiring adventurer. That's why I left my village and came here. So, I understand that the first you need to register at the Adventurers Guild. Do you know where it is? It's right across the street, actually. That's where it is. That big, beautiful building right there with all the fancy streamers and banners and whatnot. Just through that door, is it? Thank you. I'll head there at once. Well, apparently I wasn't done talking to him. But I guess he's a little enthusiastic, and I just shrugged my shoulders. Nagi rushes up before he can offer further explanation. Perhaps he should follow him to the quicksand. Good idea. So yeah, let's head on inside. And find Mr. Nagi. Where did he go? I'm thinking that we're having low right now. But hey there, Nagia. In and out. In and out. Come on, Loki, you can do it. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, it's you again. To be honest, I'm quite nervous. It's heartening to have you here, too. Well, I'm just doing what I can. So yeah, let's introduce you to the lady who runs the quicksand, Momodi Modi. Why, hello there. What can I do for you today? I'd like to introduce you to this young man. The lad's here to register, is he? Yes, he is. Yes, madam. I wish to join the Adventurers Guild. My name is Nagia Yakaya, and I'm 16 years old. Practically a man grown. Well, practically a man grown at 16? But hey, whatever floats your boat. Oh, we a lively one. Momodi's the name, and if you want to be an adventurer, then you've come to the right woman. There's nothing to it, really. You just need to write your name in the register. Come, come. And so he shall. Just like we did with Mother Miyun over in Gridania. With that, you're officially a member of the Adventurers Guild. If you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bother me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tale of a gentleman's woes with the winsfolk from time to time. Yeah, she's very much into gossip, this one. Which I guess is a foreign concept to him. Now then, normally I'd give you the grand tour, but in light of present company, I reckon you ought to have it from her. She's a renowned adventurer after all, the bleeding champion of Eorzea, and you could do far worse than to get her advice. Yep, that's me. Look how shocked he is. To begin with, mayhap you could recommend a guild here in Ul'dah for Nagi to join? If it's too noisy in here, there are benches just outside we can have a nice little chat. Okay then, I believe we can do that. So let us, two Keepers of the Moon, head on off. Yeah, Nagi made it all the way here unarmed? Yeah, kind of surprising, isn't it? Because of course when you start the game, you already come armed. Not so much in this guy's case. Nagi. I must confess, choosing a guild is quite daunting. I'd appreciate any you can offer. Following event cannot be skipped. So, yeah, let's talk guilds. Is there anything that takes your fancy? I'm all ears, Rika. So, yeah, we're kind of doing the intro, as it were, to Final Fantasy XIV before you even get to your chosen city. Yeah, adventuring can be dangerous. What attracted to you, or why did you want to become an adventurer? A merchant who was in the carriage with me, Breath something, asked me much the same thing. At the time, I couldn't give a proper answer. I had a reason for leaving home, of course, but I couldn't express it in words. And so, but having now set foot in Ordar, it's become clear in my mind. I wanted to know what lay beyond the horizon, wanted to see it with my own eyes, and be amidst it. You've been to many places, right? You like it then? Travelling, that is? Oh, the places I've gone to. I love traveling. There's nothing like the thrill of seeing new sights, or traveling is nice, but I prefer to put my roots down somewhere. Well, let's talk about the sights of the places we go to. So you do, so you do. I have an older sister. During the calamity, we fled Gridania and took refuge in the village in the mountains. I ended up staying in that secluded place, and it's been a long dream of mine to travel the world. But inexperienced as I am, I don't know if I could live a life on the road. Is there a guild that could equip me with the skills that I need? One representing students of fighting arts, or one representing crafters and gatherers? Well, of course, when you're doing a game like this, gotta be willing to put up a fight. I see. A place where I can learn how to protect myself and others. If I recall correctly, Ordar is home to the Pugilists and Thaumaturges guilds. And the Gladiators Guild too. Of those two, I'd choose the Pugilists. I've always enjoyed rigorous exercise and I'm quite confident in my physical abilities. Yes, I believe this is the guild for me. I'll go and join it once. Like, will you be alright by yourself? Or I can show you to the guild if you like, because yeah, you are still new here. Am I gonna turn us down? Thanks for your concern, but I should be fine. If you still have time though, could we meet again afterwards? There are a few more things I'd like to ask you about. Of course you can. Great! I'll look for you here when I'm done. And off he goes. Yeah, that would make for a perfect thumbnail, actually. Actually, a few shots could already serve as a good thumbnail. You wait a good while, but there's no sign of Nagi. Perhaps you should look on him at the Pugilist Guild. As the sun prepares to set here in Ordar. Yeah, let's head on off to the Pugilist Guild and see what he's up to. As soon as I'm facing the correct direction. Because yeah, I'm getting a little twisted around here. So yeah, we'll head on off. And yeah, hey there, Wyman. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. Glad we could fill in for you for a moment. So let's head on over. And we'll go ahead and make our way inside. Get stopped just short before we do, though. As he speaks with the Guildmaster Hammond. That was the most impressive display on one. Watching you, I reminded myself in my youth. Well, swift, strong, and handsome. Not to say that I'm not these things anymore, of course. You're too kind, Master Hammond, and I'm sure you're still all those things and more. Yeah, he's a lot more talkative than your usual Warrior of Light. Now, Noggy, take care you don't flatter the old man over much. His neck couldn't bear his head getting any larger. Oh, Chichuto. Well, yeah, Nagi's only got a kick out of it, as we arrive. Oh, Rika, I'm glad to say that pugilism agrees with me. My thanks for your recommendation. Well now, Rika, to think that you're the one who sent Nogi to us. The lad possesses rare talent and I look forward to watching him grow in our art. Well, we're glad we could help. Alright then, my boy. Remember today's lesson well and I'll keep at your training. Next time, we shall try something a little harder. Yeah, he can't wait. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So engrossed was I in the combinations I lost track of time. So, I should mention something. As I was training, a peculiar minstrel approached me. He said that if I'm resolved to walk an adventurous path, I should seek him out for a task. Moreover, he asked that you accompany me. If you're willing, he's apparently waiting at the Ruby Road Exchange. Okay. So yeah, it's good to see you again there, Hammond. As well as you too there, Chichuto. And away we go. Alright, back on over to the Wandering Minstrel. We'll see what he has to say. My friend, you have done a splendid job as a guide. I was right to entrust the task to you. What? Do you mean to say Rika approached me at your behest? She did, I must confess. You see, for my next composition, I'll seek to capture the essence of the times. While any number of subjects will be worthwhile, of greatest interest to me is the recent rise in the ranks of adventurers. In thus bringing different generations of adventurers together, I had hoped for inspiration to strike, and I'm pleased to say that it has. And perfect timing too, as the night has fallen. Drawing upon your experience walking a path, you'll have helped Nogi to begin walking his. A reminder that the present owes its existence to the past. That is to say, the present and the past are deeply entwined. If we would capture the former, we cannot well disregard the latter. And this brings me to my next request. I ask that you each find an object with a connection to the calamity, the event which gave rise to the realm's rebirth, and present it to me. Hell. Well now, that sounds not unlike a treasure hunt, and it'd be my very first task as an adventurer. What do you say, Rika? Shall we do it? We certainly can. Excellent. When you have your items, pray seek me out at the Ruby Road Exchange. I eagerly look forward to seeing what you bring. There are many vendors at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, right? Chances are they'll have something, so let's begin our search there. And away he goes. And we shall soon follow. Alright there, Wandering Minstrel. We'll meet up with you at your usual hiding place. Yeah, you can hear the fireworks going off, but I'm not standing at the correct angle for you to be able to see them yourself. So upon our arrival at the exchange, let's go ahead and find Nagi in here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I don't know why the loads are so slow today. Don't get it. Come on, let's begin looking around. So Nagi is now accompanying you. So yeah, this is one of those situations where we all have quest bubbles, the conversation points. So let's start looking around. First, by speaking with the jeweler, Lolonu. Welcome, welcome! What is it that you're after? Well, let's tell you what we need to find. Objects with a connection to the calamity, you say? Why, I have just the thing! An amethyst ring from Ishgard steeped in sentimental value. 5 years ago, on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, a young temple knight set out from his homeland, wishing to do his part for Eorzea when his nation would not. Alas, the man never arrived in the flats. Oh, what happened? En route, he came upon a merchant being attacked by a dragon and lost his life going to the stranger's aid. This was his ring, an heirloom passed down through his line. What a tragic tale. But I wonder, how did the ring find the way back? If the night fell, it seems the merchant couldn't have survived unscathed. Oh, I remember now. Though the knight was mortally wounded, he succeeded in striking down the dragon, and with his last breath, he entrusted the ring to the merchant. Yes, that's how it happened. So what do you say? If you're interested, I would be willing to part with the relic for a special price, but for today only. This feels a bit dubious. I'll agree with that. Shall we look around some more? There's bound to be other things around here. Well, let's see what also is available. But we can also step into the quests bubble and discuss the local cuisine apparently with Nagi. Oh, is this the local cuisine? Goodness, but everything looks amazing. Yeah, I wish we could turn around and see it for ourselves. In the course of your journeys, you must have sampled all kinds of food, from simple fare to exotic feasts. I look forward to sampling everything too. I'm sure you will. Let's move onward. And somewhere around here, we'll find another Mikote, one we've actually seen the Calamity previously. Jaben Tia. Hey there, Jaben, how have you been? Greetings and welcome to my exhibits. Please feel free to browse at your leisure, and don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. We're looking for objects that bear connection to the Calamity. Do you have anything that fits the description? As a matter of fact, I do. Yeah, in fact, remember a few years ago when we had the fancy glass painting, the stained glass? Yonder pane, entitled The Sultana's Seven, depicts an inspiring event from the Calamity. 'Twas the final days before the fall of Dolomud, its inexorable approach foretelling our impending doom. Panic spread like wildfire, while many in their desperation turned on the Sultanate. Looting and rioting broke out across Uldar. To quell the masses, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo ul Namo took to the streets with a guard consisting of only 7 subjects, for they alone had the courage to stand by with their Sultana. There she addressed the rabble. Heed me, my beloved citizens. The realm lies upon the brink of the 7th Umbrella, yet so long as we live we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbour, but to proffer him the hand of succour. Brought to their senses by her words, the people laid down their arms and set about healing the wounds they themselves had inflicted on Uldar, and those who returned from the battlefield found their home much as they had left it, a gleaming jewel in the desert. Her Majesty sounds like a great ruler. Uldar is fortunate to have her watching over it. Thanks for sharing the tale. It's indeed inspiring, and you've done an incredible job capturing it in glass. So far, so good. Let's look around just a little more. Is there anything else we can find that's closer to that and not so much like the first thing we had? Let's speak with Nagi. About the House of Splendors. Oh no. House of Splendors? What kind of place is this, I wonder? I see you're not familiar with the house. We offer wares in exchange for scripts, but our services are available only to those whom we know and trust. Yeah, once again, I find myself in a situation where I can't pay an over. So, if I want to be a customer, I need to make a name for myself. One day, Nagi, one day! One day indeed. And finally, we have Mr. Nanabi. Greetings! From daily necessities to unusual curios, I deal in all manner of wares. If there's something in particular you seek, you need but ask. Well, here's what we need to do. Objects to do with the Calamity. The two of you are adventurers, are you not? In which case, I may have something that may be of interest. It's a journal I acquired from an adventurer who retired injured. The man recorded his experiences during the Calamity in detail, and I dare say it has value for students of history. Oh, an adventurer's first-hand account. I'd love to pore over it. Do you keep a journal of your adventures as well, Rika? If so, I'd love to read it too one day. With your permission, of course. Oh, for another historical piece, I also have a scrapbook of articles from the Raven, Gridania's leading tabloid. Yeah, and hopefully the Ravens will not get injured to hell and back this year and they can actually make a run at the playoffs. These mainly cover events outside the Calamity, however. Oh. Articles from the Raven, you say? I dare say we've seen enough. Let's find a quiet spot to discuss what to bring back. Alright. You've seen enough objects, stories behind them. Make your way to the end of the Sapphire Avenue Exchange with Nagia and speak with him. And so it's all the way over here where we've seen quests for job quests start and end. Alright, Nagia. Right, this looks like a good spot as any. So what do we do? I don't know about you, but this was all very new and exciting for me. Talking to many people, learning the tale behind each object, it's been a great experience and I won't soon forget it. Now then, we need to decide what to take to the minstrel. Have you made up your mind? Yeah, we're definitely not taking the ring. And as much as I would love to hear about the Adventurer's Journal, like, we know we've seen the Sultana's 7 before, but I think it would make sense because we know all about it because we've done it in the past. I see, I see. I did consider that too, but in the end settled on something else. What is it? If you don't mind, I'd like to keep it a surprise. Come, let's purchase our respective items and meet back where this minstrel waits. And I will see you there. Yeah, he's running through the streets and I'm just casually walking. You obtained the Sultana's 7 pane. we'll make sure not to break it. And so, as we make our way back through the lights of the Ruby Road Exchange, let's go ahead and speak with the Wandering Minstrel to complete the quest. Welcome back! You've each found an item I trust. We have indeed. Here you go. Well now, what have we here? I think it's something you're quite familiar with there, Mr. Wandering Minstrel. Ah, yes, the Sultana's 7. I know as well. 'Tis an iconic tale of leadership amidst great adversity. It may be said that Her Majesty's actions that fateful day helped to forge Uldar as it is now. In that sense, it well suits the theme for my composition. And as for... yeah. Now then, what have you, young Noggy? What will you be giving to him? And what might this be? It's a scrapbook of articles from the Raven. You went with that? You see, my sister is a reporter for the tabloid. Yeah, his sister is known as Kippa. We remember her from back in 2014 when we last saw the Final Fantasy XIII crossover event, which despite all the other rehashings of many other crossover promo events with other Final Fantasy games as well as a Dragon Quest game, the Final Fantasy XIII crossover has not been done again. It hasn't been rehashed in 8 years, and I'm shocked that it still is not available. Yeah, that just blows my mind. During the calamity, she traveled the realm, interviewing adventurers about their journeys, and I loved nothing more than to hear her tales. They seemed like such a diverse crowd of adventurers. No two people were alike, and yet they were united in the free, unshackled lives they lived. It struck a chord with me, and in the time I found myself admiring them. Looking back, it was my sister who instilled me in the desire to see the world and become an adventurer. That's why I chose this scrapbook. So it kind of comes full circle for you, doesn't it? I'll see. The footprint someone leaves on their journey becomes the starting point for another. Yes, indeed it does. And so, yes, the verse comes to me. A blessing for those souls who are taking their first shadowy steps into the unknown. Pray, lend me your ears. Indeed we shall. So, do what you do best there, Mr. Wandering Minstrel, and give us a simple strum on your... which, to no real surprise, will give us the echo. It's a shame we never get to hear the first piece that he performs for us, and that only our guest gets the chance to hear it. But if you're familiar with The Rising, as you probably should be if you've done this multiple times, you know exactly where we are. The big question is, what else will be here? Well, it turns out, quite a few people are here. Got 9 people here come all over the place from different races and backgrounds, all with wearing the clothes on their backs that they started in. Yeah, sorry I could not come dressed in my default outfit as Rika, but given how much I was inspired by Japanese culture when coming up with her name, I mean, it makes sense that I would dress her up in a kimono. And yeah, coming through the Reaper's portal, and we know all too well. Greetings, warrior of light. Yeah, and yeah, he addressed the character as warrior of light this time, and not darkness. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A fright of fancy conjured by weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. As you always do there, Yoshi P. First of all, I wish to thank you for your continuing to grace us with your presence. You and your fellow adventurers are our inspiration, and this shall never change. The world, however, is an ever-changing place, mysterious in its elusiveness. Unexpected hardships may turn our lives upside down, and though we all desire peace deep in our hearts, the sparks of conflict never cease to be struck. Like an adventurer's journey, the world is constantly moving towards the unknown, and it takes considerable courage to alter course. Just like these people. Yet I ardently believe that it is a small but significant step in our quest to create new adventures. Indeed, another great change is about to visit the world, and shall open the way to exciting new journeys. It is our abiding hope that our journey together shall ever continue on to the distant horizon and beyond. As with a smile on my face. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Return to walking your path, and know that you are in our hearts, always. Till next we meet, I bid you safe travels. And look how excited everyone is. Yeah, we gotta go back. Yeah, we helped out one young, fledgling adventurer, and too bad we couldn't help out 9 more. Thank you for the generous award and the uplifting verse. It gives me courage for the road ahead. And in the meantime... Speaking of which, it's time I set out on my own. Though it was brief, I enjoyed our time together, and I hope to see you again, somewhere out there. Of course, come what may, never forget to smile. Pass my regards to your sister, or I look forward to hearing your tales. But yeah, give my regards to Kippa. I'm sure that Edie would love to be able to read her articles again. Take care there, young brother, keeper of the moon. The Martian war was lost in the calamity. Intrepid souls continue to set forth, paving the way into the future. In such a moment in history do we stand, and for you, I will perform another song. And of course, this is where I try to start singing myself. Do what you must. Your life is a riddle to bear gladness and grief. Neath stars and through storms the answers to seek. Your footprints are threads to be gathered and woven. A song of dawn resplendent, dancing high to the heavens. From the embrace of the gods, though mankind has been torn, upon whence eternal lives and memories are born. The future is unwritten, bring it rapture or sorrow. Our journey shall continue on tomorrow and tomorrow. As it always does. And speaking of as it always does, yeah, it's that time again to admire the Rising's fireworks display. And all both look up into it. I wonder, how did you feel as you watched Nogi set off? Did the sight fill you with worry for a fledgling adventurer? Or did it awaken fond memories of your own humble beginnings? Whichever it may be, I know that yours is a journey more trying than most. There will be times in which you are overcome by loneliness, and each step feels heavier than the last. In such a moment, I bid you remember this. So long as you harbor love for this world, ever shall there be a place for you in it. Your adventures will never end. And so, having acknowledged this, let's go ahead and look up into the Old On Night. And, to of course, be reminded of the iconic crescendo to that fireworks display. So, for completing the quest for the Rising 2022, we'll take 1,440 experience points, 544 gil, and a Clockwork Solus minion. Yeah, for 2022, they want to make sure that whether you like it or not, you are always stuck with the Asians, and with the antiquated ambitions of Garlemald. Why they did this, I have no idea, but hey, when you are the most popular character in Final Fantasy XIV history, they will just continue to heap a whole bunch of praise on you. And we also earned the achievement, the whole 9 Yalms. And so that takes care of the Wandering Minstrel's business for this year. And of course, we have to see this thing do its whatever it's gonna do. Yeah, let's take a look at the minion guide and have a look at what we got ourselves into. And so here it is, the Clockwork Solus. Designed in the likeness of Solus Solscavus, founding father of the Guardian Empire, this automaton was created in the royal workshops to commemorate the 9th anniversary of his ascension. Several units were dispatched to the provinces as a show of the nation's technological prowess. And not for the purposes of spouting Ascian propaganda. Yeah, let's have a look at this guy. Let's have a seat and be able to see if he does anything, but yeah. That's him, alright. That is very much him. Oh, stay down. Yeah, he just shrugs it. Yeah, he just shrugs his shoulders, and yeah, I imagine he'll give us the little flick of the hand that he does whenever he's walking off as well. Yeah, there it is. I mean, how could we not see that coming, am I right? But yeah, Square Enix, why do you keep placing this burden on us? Why? I just don't get it. Anyway, yeah, while I'm chilling out here with Solus, here, with Emmett Selk, we'll go ahead and bring the episode to a close, and so that takes care of the Rising for 2022. That means that in a couple of months, hopefully, we will see All Saints Wake back in its original time slot. For those of you who remember, they canceled the All Saints Wake event in 2020 for obvious reasons. And then the 2021 edition, because they were getting everything ready for Endwalker, was pushed back into January of this year. So hopefully when October comes around, we'll see the return of All Saints Wake back to October, and we'll see what happens with that. So as I spend the rest of the day basically getting the brush off by Mr. Emmett Selk here, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and we will look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, which of course will be me continuing through patch 6.2, through the main story and showing off what's going on there. So as the fireworks get back to doing what they do best, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light, and make sure that Emmett Selk's darkness can never break through.